Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, right now is probably the best time the whole year to go fishing, and I don't care what you like to fish for, this is the time. Springtime like this is when these fish are all congregated kind of in their wintering areas, in the bays, in the shallow water, and it doesn't matter what the species, they're all really responding to the increase in water temperature that is heightening their metabolism. And I think it's not really important that you fish for one of the popular species. By that I mean, we think a smallmouth bass is the catch-all be-all of this area, but it really isn't. We're all about other species as well, and it's almost impossible to go out to any of these waters right now and not catch probably your favorite species mixed in with other species. We talk about the fact that bass fishing is illegal right now. You can't even catch and release. It's just going to be a couple of weeks and that will open up. But right now the bass have really moved into these areas that we might fish for pike or perch or panfish. And I can remember a time recently when my buddy Russ and I were fishing for pike, and we got back into this area that I thought the water would be low enough. It was full of cattails and reeds, and it was real marshland. It's a very popular spot in this area for panfish. And we had caught pike in there before, and as we got into there, we started catching largemouth bass on almost every cast. I mean, it's unbelievable. And those bass right now probably are more vulnerable than a lot of other species, because man, will they ever hit. And I don't think we realize how many areas we have for largemouth bass. They're sort of the unpopular cousin or whatever of the smallmouth. But largemouth bass are a huge species around the country, and they really encompass what bass tournaments are all about. And we were catching them on spinner baits and chatter baits, and these are pretty big baits. And I said to Russ, I says, we got to get out of here. We're not supposed to be catching bass. And I wonder how many other people would have left the area like we did. But it really became clear to me, wow, are there ever a lot of largemouth bass? And I caught one in particular that was gigantic. It's dangerous when you start telling how big the fish are you catch, because you really don't know. You've seen other big ones and you get a feel for it. I swear this bass I caught was 7 pounds, and you don't hear many people catching them that big here, but they are that big here. We really do have wonderful largemouth fishing. But I thought it was important that I talk about this, that right now it's great for any species that you want to fish for. And here's the other thing that goes with this that I wanted to mention. I think it's important for you all listening that are fishermen or that want to go fishing to use whatever you want to use. It's, I'll tell you things that are becoming the favorites of the fishing world, but that doesn't mean you need to fish with them. And it doesn't mean that you'll catch more fish with those than you will your favorite lure that you're used to fishing with. I don't talk about some lures that are really popular, primarily because I guess I don't use them. And, I think it's important that you realize that you can use anything and be successful right now. I've gone out for northern pike using bucktail jigs, but I don't expect all of you to be able to do that the same. You wouldn't have the same faith in them. You'd probably be snagging them all the time in the weeds, and they wouldn't work for you the same. But you may like to use just a regular old spinner or spoon or something. You should use that. You should use whatever you like and just enjoy the great fishing that we have right now. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.